Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku charts.com daily analysis for gold for Tuesday, October 29th, 2013. Well, a change of trend today. The candle we're analysing is the second last candle on this chart here, and for the previous day's trading we had the market breaking out or almost breaking out to the upside above the Ichimoku cloud on an indecisive doji type candle. The doji candle is a candle of indecision and did suggest a very real possibility of a change of trend, and that's exactly what we've seen today. We've seen a candle with a lower high and a lower low, a fairly large black body candle as well, and that suggests that the sellers have come into this market fairly strongly, and it suggests that the sellers have made a decent amount of net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close, and we could see some follow through for today's trading, and that's exactly what we're seeing at the moment, with the market establishing a lower high and a lower low. With the candle that has finished trading for today, we've seen the sellers close with control by closing down well below the midpoint level and between the midpoint level and the low. Now for tomorrow's trading, and as it's developing here with this final candle that we can see, we do have some solid support just below where the market's trading at the moment at the Tenkan-sen, and that's trading just at 13.35, so some very strong support there, and already we're seeing price action being rejected from there, and there's a real possibility we could see the market find some buyers down around that level. Also at the 13.29 level, a previous major level of resistance that could turn into support and was minor support for a couple of these candles here, so we could see buyers come into the market down around there. Now if we do see the trend change back up to the upside, and remembering that we have a very small flat part of the cloud here, and the cloud in this region is offering very little resistance to the market, so we could see the market trade back up above to these levels. But we did see the market for the current candle and the previous candle rejected from the 1360 level, and that will be a strong barrier if the market can trade up above 1350 and above the cloud. Now in terms of the Fibonacci extension, we're examining the relationship of the new first time frame downtrend to the previous time the market was trending down, and here we've seen the market interacting with the 23.6% level, failing to close below there with some rejection. It does suggest a possibility of a change of trend, but with the short-term dynamics here favouring the sellers, it's more likely that we will see the market test down to the 38.2% level, which is at 13.31, and we could see some buying coming in there, so we do need to watch that level if the market. In terms of the Fibonacci retracement, and we are retracing a very, very strong first time frame uptrend that has been in force for at least a couple of weeks, almost 3 weeks, so very, very strong first time frame uptrend prior to this new downtrend that's been established. But the first area to come into play is the 23.6% level, and that's at 13.35, and that coincides exactly with the area that the Tenkan-sen is trading in, so I suggest that we could see some very strong support down around that level. If the market does breach that level, then the 38.2% level may come into play. That's at 13.19, and if we just look here, it coincides with this area when the market was attempting to rally through the cloud here, that it was an area. Now in terms of patterns in this market, and here if you recall we discussed the complex head and shoulders type pattern. We had the downtrend leading into the pattern, we had the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, very small right shoulder, the solid bullish close up above the neckline, giving us a target up around 14.08, and here we've had the market attempting to follow through after the breakout, and we could see this market retrace back down to the neckline, which roughly would be trading around the 13.26 level, so there's a possibility of finding some strong support there, and then the market moving back up to the upside to potentially reach its target if we can then break out above the cloud once again. So not unusual trading activity for a breakout from a pattern, especially ahead. In terms of Ichimoku, a bearish market, or just slightly bearish in the long-term time frame by trading down below the cloud, so not a lot that we can read into that. The market is sort of hovering just below and just above the cloud, so quite some indecision in that long-term time frame, but the market is still trading above the Kijun-sen, the pink line, so we're bullish in the medium-term time frame, but that Kijun-sen is pointing flat and price action is being attracted back towards there, so that suggests that there could still be a continuation of this trend to the downside. The Tenkan Sen is below the current price action, so we have a bullish market in the short-term time frame, but that Tenkan Sen is pointing up sharply, and that's reflecting some of this upside momentum that we had in this market over the recent past, with the market extending these highs, especially over the past 3 or 4 trading days prior to today. So reflecting a little bit of lag in the market there, but the Tenkan Sen here could act as very, very solid support. So moving forward, that support level there, 1335, 1329, and then potentially down to around the 1319 level. But if the market can break out and close in a bullish manner up above 1350 or above the top of the cloud, we could see this market testing, and then above the 1359, 1360 level, we could see the market testing up to around the